Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Debate number 3 on the News Hour tonight is about a serious matter in terms of the tragedy that struck on Thursday night. In the intervening night of Thursday and Friday, 14 lives were snuffed out at the Kamala Mills compound in Lower Parel, one of the smart cities in the city of Mumbai. Designated smart city which has seen tragedy after tragedy. What next is something we're shocked and wondering all the time about and worried at all times. 72 hours after the 14 innocent lives were lost due to apathy, the Neta Babu businessman nexus, the pub owners where the massive blaze erupted, are still at large. The cops have arrested 2 managers of One Above and Mojo's Bistro, who've both been sent into police custody till the 9th of January. Times Now has accessed exclusive remand copy against the managers, demanding information from the 2 about the various issues ranging from whereabouts of the owners, the cause of the fire, and the role of the BMC in the illegal structures that were created at the premises. Meanwhile, the pub owners of One Above continue to absolve themselves of any responsibility.
"72 hours after 14 innocent lives were lost, undeniable proof of criminal negligence by the Neta Babu nexus emerges. Evidence with Times Now exposing how rules were flouted by BMC boss who allowed 18 restaurants in a single building alone. The document that I hold with me right now is the permission letter that he had given on the 3rd of January 2017 for 18 different new restaurants. The architect had submitted plans and he had given the permission. There is the signature, or the digital signature of Ajay Mehta here, and it says while there is a staircase width that has been stipulated in it, it actually says that approved as proposed by the chief engineer DP, a staircase of minimum 2 meter width as stipulated to be provided, and height of compound wall shall be shown on the plans. Of course, these things have been written. When confronted, the BMC chief ducking Times Now's cameras and pointed questions.
We have BMC Commissioner Ajay Mehta over here. Ajay sir.
And while pub owners remain absconding, Mumbai cops have arrested 2 pub managers and sent them to police custody till the 9th of January.
According to the remand copy that has been accessed by Times Now, Mumbai police, the reason as to why they arrested the 2 managers of the 2 clubs was because they wanted to know the whereabouts of the owners who are on the run still. They also wanted to find out more about the cause of the fire and what was the action that the BMC had taken on the temporary shed that was put up.
While the chorus for a CBI probe grows, shocking silence maintained by the state government.
I am sure that the Chief Minister will not object. We all want to know the truth because we know that Bombay is the fastest growing city, but they have broken every law, and all by bribery and corruption. So some punitive action is necessary to set an example.
The horrifying fact is that are we going to put a no to it? The political economy of these spaces, they tell you a story. Are we willing to listen to that story and address forever so that such incidences never happen? I think we have to take it to that level.
Widespread corruption in all the municipal authorities, the country, where there is an unholy nexus between the employees of the municipal corporations who have to enforce the bylaws. Instead of enforcing the bylaws, they start selling the inspection reports and no objection certificates.
We have failed the 14 youngsters who were outed. Times Now.
You're watching the News Hour at 10, debate number 3 on Times Now, Super Prime Time.
Atul Shah, spokesperson of the BJP, with us. Neelam Krishnamurthy of the Uphaar case crusader with us. We have Sujay Katawala, lawyer, Sanjay Tatkare, spokesperson of the NCP, and Mr. YC Pawar, former IPS officer. Mr. YC Pawar, there are letters doing the rounds which allege that the cops are pushing a false narrative.
I am not aware of that letter, but what is that letter?
Sir, the owners of One Above, the pub owners of One Above are saying that the cops are compromised. They are doing it at the behest of the Mojo's Bistro owners because they are powerful and influential and close to the establishment. They have sent this letter to 15, 16 different authorities, including the CM, the PMO, and also the President.
Now, whether the police is compromising so far as Mojo is concerned and treating One Above on a different lines is not a question of debate. The question of debate should be whether One Above was right in doing all these things and only Mojo was wrong at that. So, if you see, scrutinize both the cases, I personally feel that it's a total conspiracy and talks volumes about the corruption of the bureaucracy and politicians. Now, the ball is in the court of police and it is their duty to find out the truth and book the criminals in appropriate sections of the law. They can't, because 14 lives have gone, so they have to take very serious view of this and they should not succumb to the political pressure.
So what should be done? What is the right thing to do, Mr. Pawar? We are a very senior gentleman, sir. I respect you a lot. That's why I'm starting this with you. Should this inquiry not have been given to either CBI or a judicial probe order, an independent body outside of the BMC?
No, if the judicial probe is there, then the CBI inquiry will have no meaning. It is the offence should be registered and CBI should conduct an inquiry and put up the charge sheet, and then the role of the judiciary should start. If you are ordering a judicial inquiry, the result will be something else. Now, it will be again with the option with the government whether to proceed with that judicial report or not.
So in this case, you think the Chief Minister should have asked the BMC Commissioner to probe? You think it will be a fair probe?
No. What I am telling that FIR should be lodged and investigation should be handed over to CBI and then put up the charge sheet so that the prosecution starts. I am not asking for any inquiry. It's a straight case of registration of FIR and proceeding with the investigation. Inquiry should be conducted only when there is a doubt, when criminal proceedings are not possible. Here it is a clear-cut case of a criminal offence.
Is it possible that these pub owners, these property owners could have built all of these without the BMC officials knowing? Should they not be criminally charged?
No, see, it is out of question that somebody can do something without the knowledge of the bureaucracy, that is, whether be it municipal corporation, whether it is police, whether it is revenue department, whosoever it is. It can't go on without the connivance of these people and at their own instance. So it's futile exercise if we say that it can go on without the municipal corporation employees permission or connivance. There has to be a connivance.
Now, this is Mr. YC Pawar, former IPS officer, Mumbai top cop, talking Atul Shah. He has no agenda. You please tell me, sir, why is Ajay Mehta still continuing? Why is this probe under him? Why are those guys suspended or transferred, Mr. Shah? Why haven't that ward officer been held and FIR lodged against him? Why isn't he behind bars, sir? Those lower officers suspend
everything will come to place. Now we are the government. You know, as soon as we assumed office, you should remember that the Devendra Fadnavis government had immediately, took track of the corruption in as far as roads is concerned. And we were the one who blacklisted the contractors. Don't you remember this? And here...
Sir, those very contractors floated different companies. Another company and came back and took the same contracts, Atul Shah. Let me not get there.
No.
Sir, road contract mein jo dhandali hai, wo alag story hai.
No. Why
sir,
not?
Sir, you please tell me how many... You have the numbers in your hand. Please tell me how many structures have been broken across Mumbai today.
On corruption.
Sir, how many in the last 48 hours, how many structures across Mumbai have been broken? Between 30th and 31st of December, how many structures across Mumbai have been demolished? You have the exact number with you.
We are talking about Kamla Mills,
I am saying, Atul Shah, after the fire happened, now across Mumbai, close to 671 eateries have been demolished.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
How did these 671 eateries come up in the first place?
See, everything will be, there is a connivance of the bureaucrats and the owners and the activists also. There are people, in my area, I'm a corporator. Here, illegal structures, they give the notice. They tell if you don't pay, then so everything is now, this has happened. It is very unfortunate. But at the same time, the government is thinking of using the technology. Now we have got technology of website. Each and every permission of any such structures will have to be now come up on the website, and it should have all the mapping done. Now, not only this Kamla mill, the other mills also surrounding, there are violations, and we are after it. You'll see
you tell me, Atul Shah, you please, sir, please don't make me lose my cool. I'm getting irritated here, sir. You are coming out and saying that the person who allowed this should only be transferred. The person who allowed this should not be taken criminally charged. The person who colluded, took the cash or took the bribe, the person who acted in the corruption or was in the connivance should not be charged. He should not be held he or she should not be held criminally culpable. How is that possible, sir? And if the BMC commissioner does not take action against them, is he not responsible, sir?
See, now 72 hours, everybody, those who are involved in this, nobody will be spared. This is the stand of the government, and this will not happen.
Sir,
now just 72 hours have passed.
You are telling me, sir, how do you believe?
The new details are coming.
Sujay Katewala, this is only going to further peep the people of this country.
Principle of law, Anand.
Sujay Katewala,
You cannot be a judge in your own cause. So if these permissions have been granted by the commissioner himself, how can he head the probe? Because he's not going to indict his own people. I mean, it's as clear as that. Therefore, I agree with what Mr. Pawar says. We need the CBI and we need a special task force in the CBI, like an STF, to immediately take action. You have to nab the absconders. You have to locate each and every official who dealt with the files. You just cannot isolate and nab only a few people.
Correct.
It's a conspiracy. There was a group of people working for their greed. So you have to locate them and you have to arrest them. Because your channel is telecasting this debate and the entire country is watching this. Are we making a mockery of this? 14 people have lost their lives. They didn't deserve to die.
As I'm bringing in Neelam Krishnamurthy and Sanjay Tatkare, the mockery is evident. Neelam Krishnamurthy, please understand, ma'am, the people, the owners, pub owners of One Above are writing to all and sundry, even the Prime Minister and President, but the cops in Mumbai don't know where they are. You expect us to believe it? Then the Mojo owners who are being blamed, and there are videos doing the round saying that the fire started there. They are sitting cozily and going, and whenever the cops are calling, they are sitting there and giving statements. And the cops are saying these people did not start the fire. And then the BMC commissioner is sitting on the inquiry, whereas he should be the first one to be suspended. I don't know, Ms. Krishnamurthy, what's going on.
Well, number one, the BMC head should not be allowed to conduct the inquiry because he definitely cannot conduct them. You cannot be the judge in your own cause. Number two, what I feel, that should be a CBI inquiry. That's the right thing to do because the Mumbai police is also hand in hand with these people. What needs to be done is to see when this restaurant had started, who gave the initial permission, who are the people who continued going there and continued giving the NOCs and has permitted it to run for that time. And each one of them should be held responsible. Whoever is given the NOC, the people from the fire department, from the BMC, and not one of them should be spared because all this is only because of making money. So the owners have made money. The BMC people have made money. The fire people have made money by giving them the NOCs. So why? And they want to make money over the dead body of the ordinary citizens of this country. We are the paying public. We demand safety in public spaces, and the way these people play with our lives, just because each one of them has only one vision in life, is how to make more money. That's all, and nothing more than that. So we really need to now get together. I think people, because even if you know, Anand, if they put them under 304, that is culpable homicide not amounting to murder, I am very sorry to disappoint the victims. They will not be convicted in 304, they'll be convicted only in 304A if at all the conviction takes place.
Yes.
Because each time the matter goes into the High Court, the charges will be set aside. That's what they've done in the Amrei hospital fire. Although they were charged with 304 Part 2, the High Court has set that aside, and they have cited the Uphaar judgment in the High Court, and that's why now they're facing trial only in 304A. So our country does not take the human life seriously. We don't value human lives. That's why there's no law to protect the victims of mass tragedies. What we need now is a law to deal for the prevention of the man-made mass disaster. This is man-made disaster, Anand.
Yes.
This is not an accident, I'm sorry.
Yes.
And each one of them have the knowledge. They know that they're endangering human lives.
They are. And you as an unsuspecting civilian, Sunil Tatkare, will only assume in good faith that these people have the requisite permissions for all that they are flaunting. Only to know tomorrow that when you are in a situation of dire straits, Mr. Tatkare, that you have nowhere to run. You have to hide in a bathroom and you have to choke and suffocate inside that.
See, Anand, this government present in Mumbai and Maharashtra is the most incompetent and insensitive government. The BJP spokesperson was talking about in the road contracts they have blacklisted somebody or arrested somebody. It is a clear case of deflection. The same contractor has been given a contract of 5,000 crores in Nagpur, which is CM's hometown. The second issue which I want to highlight is, we are talking about why these bar owners and pub owners are not arrested.
Yes.
There is one guy called Munna Yadav, who is an aide of Chief Minister Fadnavis from Nagpur. Despite Chief Minister giving assurance on floor of the House, is still not arrested. This is the competency of Mumbai and Maharashtra police today. I am sorry to say, when Mr. YP Pawar was there in Mumbai as an IPS officer, you know, it was a different Mumbai police altogether. Criminals were terrified of Mr. YP Pawar. People like even Vardha Rajan was terrified, you know, to even hear anything from Mr. YP Pawar. And today, it's a different story altogether. So I think most of the BJP netas are involved in running this mojos and this one-up restaurants, and we can you know, hope for a little less action from the government.
Mr. Tatkare, you alleging against the Chief Minister or making charges will not be, you know, the people know the Chief Minister of Maharashtra, his sincerity, his role in as far as the city is concerned. We are the first government, you know, we looked at the commuters' problem.
Tell me why Munna Yadav is still not arrested. Why? Tell me,
in the city.
Tell me your friend why.
See, nobody will be spared. Nobody will be spared.
Just tell me why Munna Yadav is still absconding. Why Munna Yadav is still absconding? He is a BJP leader from Nagpur.
We cannot
he is the aide of Chief Minister.
He will be.
You tell me, despite giving assurance on floor of the House, why Munna Yadav is still absconding?
Of this Chief Minister, who has been likened by the whole of Maharashtra.
Why not? Why not?
This way. You
tell me why Munna Yadav is still not arrested?
He will definitely be arrested.
Tell me
he will be arrested, whoever has the role Nobody will be spared in as far as this Kamla Mill also is concerned. And if need to, even with the demand of
Munna Yadav is still not arrested. He still he belongs to the city.
I want to go to Nagpur. We are
sir, my question comes back to the same aspect. If you broke 671 shops and establishments over the last 48 hours, how did these 671 establishments, how were they allowed to conduct these illegalities? Shouldn't all those officers have been lined up, and shouldn't they have also been demolished together? Why? Sir, you have transferred, your commissioner has transferred that man to another ward. And in the same capacity. Prashant Sapkale gets transferred to another ward in the same capacity. It's like telling the mojo owners and telling one above, कोई बात नहीं, इधर रेस्टोरेंट बंद कर दिया, मैं आपको दूसरी जगह देता हूँ, वहाँ शुरू कर दो. With the same power, same licenses, etc., etc. Is that a joke, sir?
He will definitely be. He will not be spared.
No, sir. He should have handed it to an independent body which acts against everybody. Everybody who allows an illegality to happen, despite knowing fully well what's going on, is also in the wrong, sir. Is also in the wrong, irrespective of who commits that mistake. Yes, Sujay Kanta.
I assure your viewers. In as far as the Bharatiya Janata Party and its chief minister is concerned, we will not spare anyone. Only 72 hours have passed, and when and all
what has happened is tokenism. Mr. Atul Shah, you please go and see how the illegal structures have been broken down. It's tokenism.
As a victim, I am assuring you nothing will happen.
There, you see, Mr. Krishnamurthy there, nothing will happen. You want to hear what our viewers say? क्यों sir क्यों debate कर रहे हो? ये लोग कुछ नहीं करेंगे. क्यों कर रहे हो sir? 2 दिन तोड़-फोड़ करेंगे, फिर ये लोग कुछ नहीं करेंगे. This is what you are telling me right now, Mr. Atul Shah. Yes, Sujay Katawala.
No, Anand, you are right.
Anand, we will not rest.
Anand, you are right.
And Anand, Times Now will not allow this to rest. I am confident about that. Listen. There is an online appeal for justice. In less than 24 hours, more than 5,000 people from all over the world have supported this. And this is Swachh Bharat. We have to see that Mumbai is made golden again. That is was earlier. The Chief Minister has to support our campaign.
It should happen.
We want justice today. And we want to see that Mumbai is free from all this corruption.
Sir, the justice will come when the probe is fair and independent. The probe is not fair and independent. One above alleges that, mojo owners allege that, and the victims' families are alleging that. Because the probe is being given to the man who was sitting there watching all of this happen right under his very nose. And he's been asked to decide. That's the biggest joke, sir. That's where the trust deficit comes. I have to wind up. I thank you all. I have to wind up way over time. Thank you very much.